What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Fall Reset. I am your host, Christy Cool. I'm a high performance coach, and I have some great information for you today. If you are like most other people, most high achievers, you may be finding that you just feel like, gosh, I need to get myself back on track. I took a break this summer, which I did too. And I commend you for that. It's hard for us high achievers, overachievers to take a break. But I do think that it's really smart to take a break when the rest of the world is taking a break too, if you feel like you need it. What a better time to take a break when so many other people have their eye off the ball. Now, I do also teach, and there's a lot of times I'll work Saturday mornings to get ahead while the world is sleeping, and I get up early in the morning because it makes me feel like I'm getting ahead while the world is sleeping. But the reality of it is we cannot go all the time. We have to find an opportunity to take a break, and summer's a great time for that. Now, coming back online, I will say that I have gotten more messages in the past 2 weeks than any other 2 week period of time, minus the beginning of the year. January is always really, really busy. And the messages and the discovery calls, really what I'm feeling, the energy I'm feeling is it's a little bit, I wouldn't say it was panic. There's just a big urgency and a feeling as if they're late. And the good news is, usually when we come back online in September, people feel like the holidays are right around the corner. Thanksgiving, my friends, is 3 months away. Like, isn't that a beautiful thing just to stop and go, oh my gosh, Thanksgiving is 3 months away. I have 90 days to do whatever it is that I need to do before the holidays start to get really busy. And once the holidays get here, I also want to remind you that the holidays are one day and it's a beautiful time to connect. It's a beautiful time to get in front of new people. It's a beautiful time to just be present and enjoy. And there's so many ways to get ready for the holidays that don't require you to stop everything else. I know for me, it's like there's extra parties, which means there's extra outfits, which means there's extra presents, which means there's extra recipes and gifts and dishes to take. And some of that stuff, it just seems like all of a sudden it's upon us. But the reality of it is we know how this goes. So start looking for your recipes when you have time. Start getting your gift ideas together. Start getting your lists from people. If you're somebody who gets lists, start getting your holiday outfit ideas ready to go. And then that way, all that stuff, we have free time. We have downtime. And instead of scrolling at night, maybe start creating some folders on your phone and an Instagram, wherever you look for the stuff so that you're prepared. Okay. So that's a whole other thing that we'll do come the holidays, but I just want to share that with you now because it will be here pretty quickly. What I find right now as we come back online from the summer and eh, feeling behind is that we're looking for like the latest and greatest. And every time we open up social media, it says like, this is what you need. It doesn't help us at all. Unfortunately, all culture has shifted from doing to learning. And the reality of it is we don't need to learn anything new. Everything that you need to do, you already know. We just need to go do all of that stuff, okay? So my goal for you today is to focus in. We need to subtract from our schedule. We need to slow down or cut out all the learning and do the high paying activities, the things that we know we need to do to get us back on track and to get us to our end goal. So let me share my screen. I pulled up a couple of things just to walk you through. Just pulling some slides together that I think would be helpful for you. Okay, so the first question that I have for you is if you were to think back to the most successful time in your life, when your business was going so well, there's nothing you could do to slow this thing down. When life was going so well, there's nothing you could have done to sabotage any of it. When you think about that period of time in your life where it's like the phone's ringing in every room you walk into, it's just magnetic energy, you're tipping everything over in the right direction. I want you to think about what was one personal thing in your life that you never missed on, like ever. Like it was front and center, you did it all the time. What's the first thing that comes to your mind that you never missed on personally? So some things that will come to mind for people when I ask this question is working out, getting good sleep, nutrition, hydration. Maybe it's date night. Your relationships are strong at home. Spending individual time with your kids. What's one thing, one personal thing, when you think back to your best time in business? And if you don't have a business, best time, your best time in your career, what's one thing personally that you never missed on? Once you got that, I want you to put that down here. All right. So your personal anchor is. And now I want you to rate yourself. If you were to think back the past 90 days over the summer, and it's okay if you took a break, on a scale of 1 to 10, be honest, nobody's going to see this, but besides you, how good did you do on that one personal anchor? And I know you may be thinking like, oh, Christy, there's 4 or 5 or 6 things that I have to do, and it's my morning routine. I know. But let's just go back to the one most important thing. Because a lot of those things anchor and build, right? So for me, if I'm working out, then I'm hydrated, then my protein intake's good, and I make sure I get a good night's sleep, right? See how that worked? There's 4, but working out is my thing. How good did you do the past 90 days on a scale of 1 to 10? And now we're going to do the same thing professionally. Think back to that most successful time. You couldn't slow this thing down. The phone is ringing off the hook. Everybody wants you. Every room you walk into is just magnetic. The opportunities are coming. Everybody's in love with you. More closes than you could ever imagine if you're a business owner. Same thing if career-wise. Employees are on board, teams on board. What's that one thing professionally that is the most important thing? I know there's probably 4 or 5, but just think of that one. Your best time. And you could be in it right now. Chances are you're not if you're here on this call. Now rate yourself the past 90 days. How good did you do to show up for that thing? Professional anchors, if you are, chances are, if you're here, you have a business or you're growing a business or you're an independent contributor within a company like a sales rep, an insurance agent, a medical device rep. And so your professional anchor, the most important one is going to be points of contact. Who knows about you? Who knows about your business? Who knows how many times did you get to pitch your business? How many times did you get to close your business? Are you going to networking events? That would be more than likely the most important professional anchor. It could be that you're a business owner and it's intentional touches. It's getting out there and having conversations. Things have gotten really busy, so you need to get out there and talk to everybody that's on your team. And start maybe having a coffee date a week. That could be the most important thing for you. How good did you do at that one most important thing over the last 90 days? Okay. So you see where I'm going with this, right? Getting ourselves back on track. This is a great way to get back on track. Okay, so the next thing that I want us to do is take a look at, by the way, this is a big piece of my work is awareness. Just bringing awareness to, I want you to have your eyes, I want you to have optics, I want you to see where it is you're going, I want you to be able to reverse engineer and know what you need to do to be able to get to where it is that you're going. And I also want you to know what in the world could be standing in the way of all of that. And that's where the friction finder comes in. Most people don't have a motivation problem, there's a friction problem. There's not enough time in the day. They haven't blocked the time. They don't have the tools. There's triggers, there's emotional triggers, there's things that are derailing them, there's access, there's, confusion about what it is that they're doing. And so awareness is everything. That's the majority of the work that I do is bringing awareness to who you are, how you operate, what your day looks like, what it is that you need, and then we reverse engineer your day. Everything that I do, my work is personalized. And so I have my Unleashed program coming up again. It's a 12-week program. It starts October 8th. And this is a small example of some of the work that we do. In the middle portion, first part is all alignment. But it's customized because your day is different, your goals are different, your life is different, but the exercises are the same, and we all just customize it for our life. So we need to identify what is the friction that is getting in the way. And maybe there isn't any now that school's back, back in session, or that you got yourself in a place where you're more focused. But let me just walk through a little bit of this and see if I can't help you anchor in those most important activities and remove the friction. So friction, really, this is just going to allow us to raise our follow through. So if you think about your anchor, let's say for me, it's working out, but I haven't been sleeping good at night. And so I wake up at 7 a.m. and I still feel tired. For me, it's more like I wake up at 5 a.m. A little trick that I have used for years and years is that if I get 10 minutes into my workout and I still don't want to finish, I'm allowed to quit. And if you've been here for any length of time, you know how important working out is to me. And you know that the endorphin release, this is such a mental thing. I love the way that it makes me look and feel, but it's such a mental game for me. And 10 minutes in, I have so many endorphins released, I'm not going to quit. And so even though I feel tired, I am going to always put on my shoes and get started for 10 minutes. So for you, for your personal anchor, if there's friction, okay, what what is it going to be? Is it that you're tired? Is it that you didn't sleep good? Is it that you feel like you have to sit down at your desk right away? When you feel that way, we have to get a plan in place now that you can tell yourself and that you can do so you can override it. So also in my Unleash program, we always talk about, we meet on Wednesdays, and then when I'll do some bonus accountability calls, and we kick off on a Monday, and I'll say, okay, what's your focus for this week? And they'll tell me what their focus is for that week. And then I'll say, okay, what's the pit that you may fall into? Okay, what are you going to do when that pit comes up? Okay, my schedule's too busy, or my kids are home for college break, or whatever. We want to have line of sight to the friction that could come, the pit that could come, and have a plan for it. So when it comes to this most important personal anchor, what's the thing that could get in the way, and what is the statement, the commitment that you can make professionally? Gosh, I already feel behind the eight ball, right? Like life is too busy. I feel like I have so much to do. And, my inbox is so full. I sit down at my desk, I open up my laptop at 9 a.m. Doesn't matter how full my inbox is, I'm going to send those 5 DMs because it's so important for me to make new contacts. It's so important for me to be reaching out and connecting with new individuals, to having one-on-one connection calls, getting, going to networking events, finding networking events. So it doesn't matter, right? Does not matter how busy, how many problems, how many fires are out there, how many responses, how many people are waiting for me to approve something so that they can complete the assignment, the work. If it's 9 a.m. and I'm feeling the friction as I'm feeling overwhelmed and late, I'm still going to do those high paying activities. So, what could that be for you professionally? I'll give you just a couple minutes to go through that. Okay. So moving along here on planning and getting the friction out of the way. This is a little habit triage. If you joined us this summer, we read Atomic Habits. This is a book that I read every single year. I absolutely love it. I am not somebody who reads every book that comes out. There's a few books that I read over and over and over again. It's like watching your favorite movie, you pick up new things and different things. And I like to stay locked in on the problem that I'm trying to solve or what I'm trying to get better at. And so when it comes to starting new habits and stopping bad habits, this is a little triage that you can save. What are you going to keep? What behaviors are you going to keep? What behaviors are you going to stop? And what behaviors are you going to start? Okay, so things that you want to keep, things that are already working for you. Well, for me, it's something that I'm going to keep is always having my walk date scheduled in the morning. So right now, I walk my neighbor's dog. She hurt her shoulder. I hang on to both of our dogs. She comes along because she's in a sling. And that is something, believe it or not, that helps me make sure that I always stay on my workout plan. And so she doesn't really necessarily need a lot of help right now, but we've been enjoying this time together and getting our day started. And she like I would like to keep her shoulder safe. Um, and help her out as long as I can and give it time to heal. And so I'm going to keep that habit on because as soon as I'm back from walking the dogs, I go to the gym. And that's something that's set every single day when the sun rises. Right now it's at 7 a.m. So that's really helpful. I'm going to keep that, right? For you, it may be I always keep a jar of water like this on my desk, and I always keep a jar next to my bed every morning. It should be gone. If it's not, as soon as I see it, it's my visual reminder to go either wash the glass out and fill it back up or to get a new glass. Same thing. And at night, if I don't drink the water, which I typically do, throughout the evening. As soon as I wake up, before I do anything else, which the first thing I do when my feet hit the floor is go feed Mildred. She wakes up hungry, is I downed whatever water is left in the glass. That's a great visual. So that's another thing that I'm going to keep. I keep my daily scorecard right next to my computer every single day. So I know and this is something we do in Unleashed also, what are the most important activities? My daily scorecard. I do not get up from this chair, my shutdown routine of shutting the lights off, shutting the laptop, shutting the door of my office. If you don't have a good shutdown routine, I would really encourage you to have one. It has really been helpful for me to shut my brain off and move into just another part of the day. But I don't do that unless my daily scorecard is ticked off. Points of contact for me are a huge one. Huge, 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 right? I got to reach out to people. I need to get speaking gigs. People need to know about who I am. And I need to host calls like this. And so that's a piece of my scorecard. So I'm going to keep that. So what things do you need to keep right now that are helping you achieve the habits that are important? What things do you need to stop? Where's your energy leaking? You think about energy, you think about like voltage and how much you can plug in. There's only so much. There's only so much that circuit is going to take before it shuts down, right? Have you ever overrode a circuit and had the little thing pop out? There's a better name for that, but that's as good as I can give you right now. Right, there's only so much voltage that circuit can take, and it's the same thing for us. So where is your energy leaking? Is it checking emails first thing in the morning or late at night? Is it screen time? Is it, it's not uncommon for me to take social media off my phone. Well, I'm just going to jump into Slack real quick and see what's going on. What is it? Where is the energy leaking out for you? What do you need to stop? And what do you need to start? And I just look at these tiny little moments to unlock great habits. Can you look at your plan at night and just put together a couple things that you need to do in the morning? Can you block time on your calendar, 15 minutes of reach out, right? I can get that piece done in 15 minutes on my scorecard every single day. That's not hard. Meal prepping is so important for me, right? Overnight oats, I make my little egg bites. I tell you what, Starbucks has nothing on me, and it's only because I found an amazing recipe online, and I make these little egg bites. If anybody wants it, reach out. I'd be happy to get it to you. But I make these little egg bites in the little silicone like mini muffin pans, and they freeze amazingly well. So I always, here's another pro tip for you. Like, I love a clean kitchen. I always do my meal prep. My house cleaner comes on Friday. So I always do my meal prep on Thursday or Friday morning before she comes. And then that way I have a clean kitchen for more days than I typically would have if I was meal prepping. Wasn't, after she came. I like a clean space. That's very helpful for me. So what are these little things that you can do, that you can start to do, that you can put on your calendar that will help you unlock those habits? What behaviors? So, what are you keeping? What are you stopping? And what are you starting? And environment. I say it over and over again. There's so much proof. Like sheer willpower, you're not gonna get there. Nobody's gonna get there based on sheer willpower. We think we can. We think we got to be tougher. We got to be stronger. We got to set better boundaries. And all of that stuff is true, but setting up your environment so that you have these cues and you can win every single day is so critically important. You think about it, like I want to take my vitamins every day. If they're sitting on the counter and I see my vitamins every single day, I'm going to have a better chance of taking them every day than if they're in a cupboard and I just have to remember, like, oh my gosh, I have to remember to take my vitamins. Shoot, I forgot again today. Well, why don't I just send them on my island? I got to walk by there every single day, or why don't I send them right here? Now, if I want to work out, why don't I put my shoes and lay my workout outfit out the night before? Can't see it. Keeping my water on my desk. So these are cues that are reminders. We got to make it easy, guys. We are distracted, we are busy, and reminders aren't a bad thing. I don't know about you, but I don't like this thing dinging and ringing, so I like to make it easy. If you've seen my space, I'm a minimalist. It's very clean. There's not a lot there. I don't mind having a couple things sitting out if it's going to remind me. And then what obstacles, how can you make it harder to get to the things that you want to stop? Well, I can keep no cookies in the house, or I can keep those cookies behind the counter. I mean, I'm behind the cupboard, right? I can take the app off my phone. I can put the TV remote in the other room or in the drawer, just things that are like out of sight, out of mind. This is what is so helpful for people that are kicking addiction and getting all the alcohol out of the house and starting to hang around different people. And that's the last piece of this is your environment, your people, and your places. So, what is one person? If I were to say, I feel my most confident, I feel like I can take, all those things that are on my chicken list and the text messages I'm afraid to send and the phone calls I'm afraid to make and the go live that I'm afraid to do. When you're around who, is it easier for you to do that? Well, you need to be spending more time with that person. When I was cleaning up my environment years ago after I went through a divorce and I had a little party stint, I didn't have any of these people around me. So they became books, audiobooks, YouTube. These people were my friends. They didn't even know it, but I had them in my ears all the time, and that elevated my courage. And it was like-minded people, places that elevate. I love to be in nature. I love to be in the gym. I love to be in the sauna. I love to laugh with friends. So, do you have enough of that in your daily schedule? The answer is no. Let's find it. And lastly, here, your calendar. Now, if it's not on your calendar, it's not real. I'm sorry. We're like leaving this whole thing up to chance. Can you put a couple blocks on your calendar? Maybe just 60 minutes of deep work blocks if you need to figure something out. Maybe it's, 3 15-minute blocks just to anchor in all the admin stuff. I was trying to make this short for you guys. I'm almost finished here. Um, just a few blocks on your calendar for admin, just to get things, make sure your schedule's tight. If you need to rearrange, if you need to reschedule because something more important came up, give yourself permission to do that too, you guys. And make sure you have your energy anchors in there, right? What time are you going to bed? Are you getting your workouts? Do you need to go for a walk? Do you need to go to therapy? Do you need to have a session with your coach? Make sure all of that is there for you, right? And I block by the outcome. So I block just so I see it. And it's like, it's not like, oh, connect with some people or send 15 messages. No, no. My goal is to schedule 2 discovery calls. You see the difference of that? If I see that on my calendar, it's going to take my brain to a whole different place of action and results than just this like laid back, let me just send some messages out, right? It's not work time. So, in closing here, we keep adding. As a society, we just think that we have to add and say yes to everybody and everything, and we need more information and more knowledge. And I'm here to tell you that we don't need that. You need to subtract. Okay. Success is like compound interest, it's a few things that you do over and over and over. It's a season of being selfish and making sure that the most important things on your daily scorecard are done every single day. And then all of a sudden, a year or two later, people will be like, oh my gosh, she's an overnight success. I can't open a platform without seeing her face. No, y'all, no, I was an overnight success. I sat here doing it over and over and over and over to the point where I wondered, is this working? Is anybody seeing me? Um, I'm bored. I feel like I should change my strategy. I mean, the amount of conversations like that I've had with myself, there's probably thousands of them that I've had. But we need to just get back to the vital few and stay disciplined no matter how it is that we feel and have a plan. Take a minute, take the awareness. I'll send this recording out. Get brutally honest with yourself. What is getting in your way? And have a plan for that. And I would imagine you all need to start taking things off your plate. Either let it ride into a different season or outsource it, but do something so that you have the time and energy to focus on the vital few. I do have a 12-week program called Unleashed that is for any woman that is looking to take it to the next level. If you know that there's more there, if you're ready to unleash your full potential, I'm giving you my entire framework over 12 weeks. We start October 8th. I would love to invite you to a discovery call. I can tell you a little bit more about it. Sometimes I do advise that this is not the right thing for people. It may not be the right time for you. It may not be the right thing for what your issue is. It has to be a good fit for both of us. So don't be afraid to book a discovery call. Ask me questions. I can learn more about you. I can share a few things with you, and you can decide if this is the right thing for you or not. But if you're looking to get the framework in place and have raised the bar over the next 90 days before the end of the year, and then have that framework and that infrastructure built as you move into 2026, you can go to unleashedwithkristy.com. You can hit me up in the DMs as well. I can send you the link. We can get time on my calendar, and I'd love to have a conversation with you. I hope this was helpful. Hope you're all reset now and you're ready to charge and to fall with focus, momentum, and energy. Love to hear from you. Love to hear what you thought of this. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.